Okay, everybody, what I've got is some really old prepping food. It's way out of date. I was just going through some of my stuff the other day and seen that I had oats that were like used by date of 2017, that FHC flax, hemp and chia seed meal, or mix powder, whatever you want to call it. That's really old as well. The peanut butter's out of date. The cashews I've had sitting around for quite a while. Honey, that doesn't really go off that much. And the protein powder, that's a few years old. So this was all mainly part of my my long term storage, sort of like high calorie sort of prepping food. Anyway, to make the most of it, these are the ingredients I'm going to use to make protein bars, protein slice, whatever you want to call it. And it will make like quite a good substantial amount, enough for pretty much, if you're not a pig like me, you'd probably be able to make it last at least a week and a bit. I'm a pig, I eat way too much of it, but it tastes great. It's high in protein, high in fibre, very high in energy. So yeah, basically, if I can remember how to do this off the top of my head, it'll be 4 cups of rolled oats, and I blend them up, grind them up so they're nice and sort of fine. Then I get a full cup of that FHC powder, which is the flax, hemp and chia seed mix, but you could use anything, or you don't even need to add that if you didn't want to. Then I get the cashews, I grind them up in the blender as well. I mix all of those together. Then I'll get 6 heaped scoops that come with the protein powder. Put 6 heaped scoops in with the mix it up a little bit. Then what do I get? Cocoa powder. I'll get about 4 heaped tablespoons. Throw that in, mix it up a bit more. Then I'll get salt, and these things over here are Sultanas and Cranberry mix. They're like little packets for like kids' school lunches. I use 4 of those packets. Okay, the missus is home, so here comes heaps of noise. Then I mix all that together. Then I will throw in the malt extract at the back. Usually put in like 2 to 4 tablespoons of that. Then I'll chuck in a third to a half of honey. What would that be? I don't know, in ounces. Maybe 4 ounces, I'd say. 3 to 4 ounces of honey. That's coconut oil. I mix the coconut oil with the cooking chocolate. That's just milk cooking chocolate, baking chocolate, or whatever you call it. I mix those together in a bowl, heat it up, steam it over a bowl of boiling water, and I throw it all into, and then that's coconut powder. Chuck in a cup of that, mix it all together, and then when all that's mixed together, then you just add in milk until you can mix it all through thoroughly, and all mix as well. And once that's done, you've got it to a nice consistency. I like to rip it into pieces, just mash it in my hands, make up balls of it, roll it around, tear it in half, throw the balls back together, and just knead it, I think you might call it. Knead it, and then once it's all kneaded through, mixed through really well. Peanut butter. I just throw in heaps of it, probably a pound, half a poundish of peanut butter. Throw all that together. Once it's all mixed, then you just put it on some greased baking paper, put it on a tray, chuck it in the fridge overnight, and she's done. Turns out really good, and it saves all that long-term prepping food, stops it going to waste. Okay guys, I'm going. Okay, so what I got in here is the baking chocolate. That's the milk white baking chocolate, and it's hard to see, but I do have just guesstimations of equal parts of coconut oil, and I'm just going to steam that in a bowl over the top of that. I don't know, I'm not a cook or nothing, I don't know if this is how you're meant to do it, but that's just how I've been doing it. And then once it's sort of melted pretty good, I'll stir it all up and then tip it into this. So that's all the dry mix. There's quite a lot of it. That's a fairly decent size bowl there. So far what I've got in here is, there wasn't quite 4 cups of oats left, so I've put 3.5, 3 3/4 cups of oats. Then I'll put in 2 cups of coconut powder, or coconut, whatever this is, coconut, whatever you call that stuff. I'll put in 6 large heaped scoops of the protein powder. I'll put in 4 packets of the Sultanas and Cranberry. I'm not sure how many grams this is. Yeah, it doesn't seem to tell you how many grams it is, but anyway, there's 4 of those small packets. What else have I got in there? I got 3 heaped teaspoons of cocoa powder. I haven't put any of the malt or any of the peanut butter in yet, or the honey. Anything else? Oh yeah, there's the hemp, flax and chia meal. I just put in the whole packet. I think there was about 1 1/4 cups or something, 1.5 cups of that. So nothing's done to a full-on proper recipe by weight. I'm just throwing it all together and it sort of works. I'll put in like 2/3 to 3/4 of this size jar. Does that say how big it is? That's 500 grams, so that's just over a pound. So I'll put in 1/2 to 3/4 of that. We'll just see how it goes. By weight, 300 grams. By the looks of it, that's 1/3 gone. I'll probably put in another 1/3 of that little bottle. So, you know, 100 grams. What's that, like just over 3 ounces. This malt extract. You could just use powdered drinking malt if you wanted to. I'll put in like 2 or 3 heaped tablespoons of that. The baking chocolate, not sure how many grams it is, but it's just 180 grams. I've put in half. And then yeah, just equal parts coconut oil. There it is, steaming away. I'll give that a stir in a second. Yeah, so basically once that chocolate's melted, then I'll throw the honey, the chocolate, the peanut butter and the malt extract, which that's liquid form. I'll chuck that all in together. Then I'm just going to knead it together, stir it up as much as I can, knead it together. Then I'll chuck in milk. I think I left out the milk earlier, so I'll throw some milk in there and just keep adding milk until you get the right consistency. You know, you don't want it too wet. You don't want it like really wet and sticky and stuff. You just want it sort of tacky, you know. Yeah, anyway, that's what I'm doing to make use of some otherwise way out of date shit, and it tastes unreal. I've given it to guys at work and they love it, so yeah, cool. I'll show you when I'm finished. Okay guys, here's the finished product. I've just got some coconut on top there, so that's just going to go in the fridge, and I'll let that set overnight. Cool, there you go. Cheers guys.